Yeah, it's like, hold on. Hold on. We can still hear you. Turn the music up louder. Yeah, there we go. All right. So we are in our buy zone still. Damn, she's dropping hardcore. I was in a nice sell last night, but my stop loss was too tight. I would have hit all of this till 26.64. Oh well. That's how she goes sometimes. In advance, I don't know why the page is stuck up there, but sorry. We're going to be hitting buys where we're at right now. So it's up to you if you want to enter. From there to here. So that's the range. That's the range, fellas. That's the range. Oh, home on the range. If she wants to keep dropping, she's going to do so. So make sure you have a hard stop ready. I don't know how to confangle the Flavin over here. Okay, let's see if I can make this work in a creative way. You guys can't see what I'm doing, but I'm doing this for you. Oh, it's too much. On the back end where I'm trying to put the window for you guys, I don't know why the sizing has changed, but it did, and it's not good for you guys, so I'm making sure that y'all can see it. There. See, everybody's happy now. happy, happy. Video ID? What you talking about, Willis? Something wrong. We have news. Not at all. All day G7 meetings. Excellent. Well, they talk about conspiracies and walk around in robes in the forest. That's not what happens, guys. I know that. Relax. I mean, it does. What a shame. What a shame. Do. I mean, I guess we can. We can technically put the wizard. Yes, indeed. We can. We are in the buy. Vertical, 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 vertical. There you go. Now everybody gets a taste. Everybody gets one. Everybody gets one Spider-Man Salvation. What was I looking to do? What are we looking to do here? Lincoln, I've been thinking, what the heck have you been drinking? Okay. I mean, if that works. What? No way. Test that out. Testing. Let's see. Okay. I like that, I guess. Hello. Okay, how's this? How is this? there. You guys didn't tell me that. How can you guys do that to me? How dare you guys? How dare you guys do that to me? How dare you? How dare you? I think I'll put it here. Perhaps it's best if I put this in the middle so you guys can see it better. I want it to be the it's gonna sound weird. Big enough so you can see it, I guess. I just don't want it in the way. Have a hard stop loss ready in case. Because if it breaks through this area, it's going to keep crashing down. If we take a loss, we take a loss. But don't make it harder than it has to be. And if it means we find something else, we find something else. Where would be a secondary zone? Let's be ready for that. Right here, my misfit toys. The Island of Misfit Toys. Notifications may include alerts, sounds, badges, and icons. Thank you. Hello, Hassan. Good morning. Works for me. I'll do that. I'll do that. I'll keep that. Take that, take that, take that. So again, have a hard stop ready in case it breaks through. If it means we lose, we lose. Let's put our wizard back because we're still in the buy, technically. But if we lose, we lose. Whoops. One sec, gotta charge my Mac. We're over here naked on battery power. Oh yeah, there we go. 1080. 1080. Just like the game. My analysis. I don't know. Don't get too excited. Could be right. Your analysis could be right. Two. Boys in blue. All the haters. If you ever played Pokemon Red or Blue growing up, this song, like this music, reminds me of that. The like stationary background music, that's what this is. To me, anyway. What it means to me. Hassan, when I asked where's everyone from, because you weren't here the other day, I have 4 lives happening at once, so I have 4 chats. So making sure everybody gets spoken to. They're gonna be like, what? How is he right again? Well, took years of being wrong. Took years of being wrong to be always right. Everybody says, I want to learn. I want to learn. I want to know how to do it. But they never want to be wrong. They never want to lose. They don't want to waste any time. Well then, the answer is don't bother. If you're not willing to take the time, learn, lose, and be patient, don't bother. I get it. I don't want to either. But we must. We must go through it. AIA podcast. $6.74. Where'd that come from? Who's doing that? What's my name? What's my name? Got different vibes. 1080p. And we're off to the races. We're off to the races, not we are off to racist. It's funny watching everybody that clicked my Instagram live and then left. It's like, oh shit, I joined his live by accident. Oh shit, he's gonna know that I was here. Is it me? Is it you? Who knows? Oh, that is it. Wow. See, I'm learning something new with you guys. Thank you for that. The leader is good. The leader is great. Let's tune into Jay. Shall we listen to the last 5 minutes of Jay? Mr. Jay Adams.
go. Nice candle closure there. Let's see if we can get movement away. We are almost at 1-to-1.
Is this redemption? Do we have redemption this morning? Ella.
Let's go.
Underneath my umbrella.
Push.
He's looking at the Dow Jones right now. He's in a sell. Not a jail cell. Not a jail cell, but he's in a cell.
Looks like we're going to get it. Perfect. Going break even. Also going to take a slight partial because it's Friday.
Damn right. Damn right. Take those profits on a Friday. Always make sure if it's a Friday. Number one, if you're profitable for the week, if you traded Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and you're profitable for the week,
so
hey, maybe skip the Friday.
Targets,
but if you're not going to skip the Friday, and if you are trading Friday,
momentum, we're going to go lower.
Make sure you secure those profits if it goes in your favor right away. Don't get too greedy on a Friday.
A couple different things you can look at this. Okay, you can say, well, let's look at the extension.
It throws off your psychology when you end off the Friday or the end of the week on a loss.
What we have is the 127.
Yes, it's part of the game, and we all go through it.
So
sure.
43,777.
Losing is part of the game, and you're gonna have losing days, sometimes losing weeks, sometimes losing months.
Okay, but I want you to understand
that
this
sucks.
is the top of that
but
zone. Also on the contextual
if you can avoid it,
frame, the 15
do it.
hour in this case, where the market could do that. Okay.
If there were ever peer pressure that you should follow, it's secure your profits and try not to leave the
Look at this
Friday,
close.
the end of the week, on a loss. And that's peer pressure that you can take to the bank, literally.
Momentum wise, we're about to close here in the next minute. That should be a nice candle to bring us down.
See, we're official now. We're official executive zone. This is the zone now.
Just keep going, baby. Keep going. Get this hour closed. 10 seconds.
The more goes in his favor, the more goes in our favor. So let's cheer for him to win.
Perfect. Up about
Come on, Jay.
Points. Get the hour close. Beautiful. So guys,
This is what our members were
Nice
watching
day's
instead
time.
of my live.
Movements going away. Big pushes. Okay, Dow is still breaking down. We've now closed below this low, so I foresee this going a little bit more.
Oh man. Oh
My
man.
next target's going to be that 127. What was that? At 777. It's going to be like right down at here. Right
Triple
here,
sevens.
777. In that area. Okay. And the next targets. We also have
Like they say at the welfare office, come on, daddy needs a new pair of shoes. Let's give him some shoes. Let's give him some feet. Some feats of strength.
Anyways, so that was our setup. That should be break even, up a good amount of points. Now, could this come up to this area? Yes, it can, because now you've added another supply, another MB in this area right here. And as you can see, there are imbalances here. So while, yes, this does maintain a threat to come up and tap a break even maybe before continuing down.
Kelmaltrodia.
That happen.
Good morning.
Because,
Thank you. Thank you for that.
You know, it's just that's just the way it is. This is why we
Thank you for the
partials along
positivity.
way.
Much appreciated.
Vice versa. I know we took a partials at
I hope
1-to-1. It's
the positivity comes back to you tenfold.
Partial. Let's change this text. Right around here somewhere. Or it could just continue to fall. But if it does, if you look for it, then and you want to keep day trading for today. Okay, I already took some partials on the board, so I'm happy with what I have. But
Screwed that up.
you know, you could ICI,
Sorry, guys.
ICI.
Flip between the wrong one, and now it's
you know, does
now it's
respect
gone.
this supply area here. Otherwise, it's just become a management
Now it's gone.
style of
There we go.
position. Okay, cool. So still floating above 767 points. Look at the strong hourly close on here, and I'm looking for this market to tap into this zone here. You can see how this moved away. It's kind of Wyckoff theory. It's demand area. Okay, at around 43, say 43,530 on this price point level, but just note that it's right here. So if I go to the hour time frame, okay, and I look at this to the left, it's this structure point.
Like I said, if it breaks
Here.
through this zone and we lose the trade,
That I'm looking at here.
it's part of the game. Okay? We've had a winning week.
This one.
If we take a loss,
Okay. I'm looking for
We're
the market
still
to
up.
head down towards.
losses happen. So be ready for that. Okay? So don't panic. Don't panic. Brace yourself. It could be a total loser. Could be a winner.
Awesome, guys. Well, that's going to conclude today's
Be
session. Look at
detached
that.
from the
Got
outcome.
Got one today. It's
We
beautiful delivery, aka
analyze the chart.
So if you guys took that,
We put in the
please post some
position.
twos in the chat
We
box.
wait.
Again, it's not financial advice.
We
You
execute
guys are
it.
at free will to do whatever you want.
We understand
Please
our
consult
risk, our
your advisor
reward.
if you want to do so.
We let it play
and
out.
make your own decisions. But
Okay.
if you took that, post some twos in the chat box.
So we
Let's
manage.
See, let's see.
Our risk management, risk to reward ratio.
You're very welcome.
So
Again,
there
guys,
will be
I've just been
losers,
teaching
but
for a
the
very
idea is
long
to have
time.
more winners than
With
losers,
that,
and to have the
my hopes is
winners
to kind of cut the learning curve
outperform
for you guys
the losers.
and seeing some opportunities in the market, so you can take this when we're not together here on session to kind of find those opportunities yourself the way that I do as well. Maybe it's a little bit different than what I do, but anyways, guys, twos in the chat. Also, if you learned something today, please post some twos in that chat box. As always, that is our second US 30 trade that we've done on class.
Two. Drop a 2.
2-0.
Drop
Again,
a 2 in the
past
chat.
performances do not dictate any type of future results. But with that said, guys, been an amazing week
Show some
right
love for
before
Jay.
the holidays. Next week, I'm just going to keep an update here, and I'll update you guys in the chat as well. On Monday, I'm going to move the session time because pre-holiday craziness. Oh, wait, what's today? The pre-holiday craziness going on. So next Monday, I have an appointment at 9 a.m. It's the only time that they had, and I need to get in. So I might change it to later in the day. I'll keep you guys posted on what that time is. It's Monday. Wednesday will be fine. And Friday may be fine. I'm actually going to be traveling at that time. Just to keep you guys updated, I am originally from New Jersey. So I'm actually, instead of flying up, I'm driving up from Florida. I'm leaving on the 19th. Staying over my sister's, which is Midway in South Carolina, that night. And I think we're leaving in the morning on the 20th or the afternoon 20th. If it's the afternoon, we will be.
Need a UGC video for your business?
If it's morning, won't be a session, vice versa. But we'll take it as it comes. But just understand, Monday it's not going to be 9:30. It's going to be a different time. I'll figure out that time before the weekend's over, so you guys know. Wednesday will be the same. Friday is kind of up in the air right now. So yeah. Anyways, that being said, guys, I appreciate you guys so much. Brunch gang in the house. Caught this beautiful, beautiful setup. Let's see what's happening now. Yep. Let's hope this continues to the downside. Momentum's on our side, so it should. Let's see. And should be a beautiful, beautiful Friday. And that's how it's done, guys. You know, just following, simply understanding the trend, seeing some different confirmations, and understanding why things happen the way they do. You know, kind of seeing, you know, this did buy up, but what was the point of this buying up if the trend is down? And now we can see that's, you know, from this big momentous candle after that, we use this as a self-stopping point, as an ICI, to really catch some momentum to the downside. And now we can see we have huge hourly closers, which should bring this down to another extension level, as this has been doing so pretty much all week long. But anyways, guys, appreciate you so much. We will see you guys. I'll let you guys know the time on Monday. But until that time, please have an amazing weekend. Stay safe and continue to study. Again, take care.
Stay alert. Stay safe.
Where should I start learning about your system? The Alpha Academy on our platform. So the system that I follow today, there are some basics that are in the Alpha Academy on the Forex side. I think it's like imbalances and things of that sort. If you weren't on my session on Wednesday or Monday, there's actually something new coming out at the beginning of next year, which is in a couple weeks. So we're going to start the year off, and we have what's called a 90-day trader program coming out. So I've catered a 90-day program where it's pretty much almost a video per day, taking you from front to, you know, the whole goal of the 90 days is to get you in, understand what trading is, understand how it all works, technical basics, and building a system for yourself where at the end of that 90 days you should be sufficiently, you know, in hopes executing your own trades after that 90 days. So I've been working on that, so that should help out a lot. Cool. In the meantime, just continue to hop on the sessions. We're here every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 9:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Yep, 90 Day 2025. Let's get it. Anyways, guys, appreciate you. We'll hop off. Until then, take care.
Lovely. Thank you for that. Thank you, Jay. Now this is getting interesting. Now we're getting to something interesting. Unidentified drones sighted over US airbase in Germany. If you were here yesterday, so over the last few days, they've been talking about these drones over New York, New Jersey, New York, whatever. It's all the same. And if you're from New Jersey and you're like, no, it's not the same. Yeah, obviously it's not the same. But like to people outside of you guys, it's the same. New Jersey, New York. It's like up here, we're North York. We're the original, for the record. We're the original York. You're New York. All right, so chill. So there have been drones apparently spotted or whatever. And we were watching like a news clip yesterday where the guy was basically blaming Iran. He's saying, you know, it's drones from Iran and blah, 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 blah. That was kind of like the headline. And then in it, his wording was like very likely or basically he's not even sure. He said it could be some hobbyists, some extreme hobbyists, or Iran. So that means that they don't know if it's actually Iran. So they're just blaming Iran. To my American fans, to my American people, I love you guys. But for the rest of the world, that was a very American thing. It's like, yeah, it's probably Iran. We don't know, but we're just blaming Iran. So they don't know, okay? That the bottom line is nobody knows. So now they are over a US airbase in Germany. That's interesting. Interesting turn of events. Let's bring back some of the old playlists here. Some dubstep style playlist. Okay, we'll leave it at that. Again, for the trade, like I said, if it ends up being a loser, it's a loser. Keep your stop loss in place. If it breaks this zone, she's going to keep searching down. We have our secondary area to look out for in case. And if it's a loss, it's a loss. And if the second one's a loss, it's a loss. It sucks to have losses, obviously. It's never fun having a losing trade. But if you manage your trades, then the losers really don't matter much. Because if you have more winners than losers, or your winners outperform your losers, then you start to become desensitized. But at the beginning, you're doing it because you need the money. Like be real. Anybody trading or investing or whatever is doing it for the money. Anybody that says that they're not is a liar. You're doing this for money. So it's normal to be focused on the money. But the irony is, if you're focused on money, you're going to be losing money. That's the weird part. So if you just focus on the actions, the discipline, the consistency, and just the patience, that's the part that'll destroy you. It destroys everybody. Me too. So if you can get over that part and just play it one by one, what I mean is play it trade by trade, not one by one. What am I saying? then you'll be okay. Because then you start to become detached and you're not really worried about like, oh my God, I lost X amount of dollars or whatever. You are going to have losing trades. And that's like, you cannot have great winning days or winning weeks or like crazy, like crazy profits. You can't have those unless you have losing days. On my email tag, I had to take it off because people kept thinking I was dissing them. On my email, like signature tag, whatever, I had a quote for, I'm not even kidding, like over 10 years. It said, to be a big winner, you have to be a bigger loser. Meaning, you have to know how to really lose if you want to be a real winner. Because people that are successful, that are winners, they have failed and lost more times than you have even tried. So what does that mean? They are bigger losers. So they know how to lose. Capiche? Capiche? Yes, capiche. Capiche, kapushka. So let's go back to the drones over here. Let's actually read the article. Unidentified drones spotted over sensitive sites, included Ramstein in Germany, reported referencing December 3rd. What's funny is they're calling them drones, but there's no like clear picture of what they look like. Because to the public, like to us, when we think of drones now, like it's a normal language now. Yes, the military has had what they would call drones for decades. It's like a unmanned, like there's nobody in it. It's an unmanned aerial device. It's like an airplane that flies and it spies. But now, because we have the little remote control drones that the public has access to, it's more in the public's radar. So when we hear drones, we think of like, some kids or some weirdos with drones flying around. Maybe it's the cartels, whatever, right? But like when you hear the word drone now, it's not what you would have thought of 20 years ago. 20 years ago, if you heard the word drone, you wouldn't be thinking about what you think about now. So when they say unidentified drones, it already like discredits what this could be. And the average person is already like dismissing this topic. Unidentified drones, meaning unidentified, remote controlled, hobbyist style, content creator style, remote control devices that anybody can use. Doesn't sound important. Sounds like a waste of time. It totally brings down the level of urgency of what this could potentially be. So don't let their language fool you. When the media is telling you something is less than what it is, start to think the opposite. When they told us, you know what, we'll just quarantine for 2 weeks, I told everybody, it's not 2 weeks. It's not going to be 2 weeks. Everyone's like, no, it's fine. It's just 2 weeks, no big deal. You're right. 2 weeks is no big deal. And that's the issue. 2 weeks was just enough to get everybody to say yes. And 2 weeks turned into 2 years. When the outbreaks first happened, to before the lockdown, this is like January, February, when this is like starting to happen and people are starting to panic. I looked at my coworker, labor, whatever. I was the foreman there, and the laborer that I had. I said to him, you know, the answer to this is for everyone to catch it. Everyone to catch it or to be exposed to it in some way, so that they can get the antibodies and recover, or that people can start to like I don't remember the word, to share like the antibodies, and we just recover. The answer is for everyone to kind of catch it. And some of you are going to say, no, that's dangerous, whatever. You do realize that everybody at this point was exposed to it. Even people that didn't get the jab, even people that got the jab were exposed to it before they got the jab. You understand that, right? I don't care if you wore a mask and whatever. Listen, before you even got the thing, you got exposed to it. Your body made antibodies. So, don't tell me otherwise. So, going back to the drones over here. When they tell you something is less, it's usually the opposite. So, pay attention to their wording. Because yesterday, from that news article, that's where I was saying, hey, they started off by blaming Iran, but sounds like they don't actually know if it's Iran. So if they still don't even know what it is, why is it targeting a US base in Germany? Okay, cool, it showed up in Germany, but why a US base? Suspicious. Almost convenient. It sounds like they're looking for a new enemy to blame. I don't think China would do that. China could do that, but I don't think they would do that. They're not stupid. China's not stupid. This here this is like old and new news. Solar super flare that could take down power supplies overdue. A solar super flare that could take down power is overdue has been news. Here's the irony with it. Has been news since I was like 17 at least. So it's been due since then. So if it was due then, it's overdue now. So this we will call a losing trade. I'm going to call it a loser. So we've got one loss for the day. Okay, so that's an L. It is what it is. Take it in stride. So for the week, it's still a winning week. We have one loss for the week. If it totally bounces up from here, I'll get so mad. What we'll do is wait for a possible re-entry. If If it didn't hit your stop loss, let me know. But I'm calling it a loser. This area down here I've been waiting for a long time. I'm gonna keep the old wishing well. Someone said they're still in it. They got in at the bottom. So I'll keep that there for visual for you. But for me, she's a goner. She's a goner. She's a gun, Mario. She's a gun. It's a me, Mario. If it totally scoped out my stop loss. Ooh, I'm gonna catch that rabbit. Came down to here. What a snipe. I remember that. I remember that wick too. What a snipe. Call me John Wick. So, going back. The solar flare stuff. This has been overdue. Probably even before my time. And this could happen. And when the time comes, and it will come, when it does come, they could do it themselves. What I mean by this is, how would you know? Like, if they knocked out the power grid, they could blame it on a solar flare. Then it could totally be self-inflicted. Why would they do that? I don't know. So let's hope that doesn't happen. This is interesting. Keep it up. Pump it up. That's what I'm talking about. Where's that gin and juice? Dr. Dre and Snoop Dogg came out with gin and juice. Trump teen weighs options, including airstrike to stop Iran's nuclear program. That's smart. Yeah, yeah, I guess. Yes. Why don't you just airstrike where they have nuclear facilities? Yeah. What could go wrong? What could go wrong? I mean, I'm sure they possibly couldn't have some nuclear arsenal already built or in the process of building. Right? So, I mean, if you were to do this, what could go wrong? If this is the solution, like, we haven't read the article, but off the headline. If this is their plan, you're not really going to solve anything. Like, if you can't... If tensions are already tough, then is this going to make it better? You'll definitely send a message. But is the message worth it? I don't know. I don't think so. That's just my thoughts. So this is... Where's the one that we saw yesterday? We saw this. Iranian mothership launching drones offshore. So they are... With this article, they're spreading that Iran is doing this. And then in the actual news report, they're saying that they don't actually know if it's Iran. So this is disinformation. This is propaganda. Pilot encountered mystery objects moving at extreme speeds. FAA. Okay, not the first time we hear that. Drone sightings rattle Maryland. Residents in the U.S. Drone spotted over Connecticut sky. Drone spotted over New York City. Compel senators to demand federal briefing. Interesting. Federal briefing. So clearly, there's something in the airspace. Something in the air that night, Fernando. Something in the air that they don't have any control over. And I want to figure out what's going on, I guess. Lawmakers in New York and New Jersey are pressing for a federal briefing on recent surge of unmanned drone sightings. The NYPD is investigating these incidents. What is there to investigate? Like, no offense to the hardworking men and women of the force of NYPD, but what could they do? If there's drones flying around, what can they do? Like, really? That's out of their jurisdiction. Oh, there's drones. There's people getting you know, unalived on the street and their streets have crime. Let the FBI and the military figure out the drones. We should know what's going on over our skies. Yes. You're right. And leave the NYPD out of it. Are you kidding? Are you kidding? Scoped out my stop loss. Are you kidding me? Look at this. Look at this. Look at this John Wick over here. Learn from your mistakes, I guess. "60% of the time works every time." I know of at least one of you that is still in the trade because you got in at the bottom of it. So your stop loss didn't get touched. For me, it's a loss. For me, it's a loss. For you to win, I'm happy for that. I'm happy for that. If it's a loss, it's a loss. How sad. But we're still up for the week. We had winning days overall. One loss in the entire week. I will take it. So 1 out of 5 works for me. For the person that's still in the trade, if at least one person is winning, I'm happy. For the person that's still in the trade, when you close it, please let me know. Let's celebrate you. Let's celebrate the win. And for those of you that shared the loss, it's okay because you're still winning, because you're still up overall for the week. It's okay. Underneath my umbrella. Yeah, we're doing all of that. Watch my YouTube get shadow banned because of this stuff. Wouldn't be surprised. I'm a fan of Trump, but I don't know about 98% this year. 98% of President Trump's policies and actions have been great for America. Look, I'm a fan. I'm a fan of Trump, but I don't know about 98%. no matter what president or what politician you are, as great of an intention as you may have for whatever you put out, like, even if, like, let's just say that they're all corrupt, okay? Even Trump, let's just say he's corrupt also, okay? So no biases. Even the president, mayor, governor, whoever that does things with the best of intentions will still do something that will have some type of negative chain reaction, or the people won't like, even if it's for the better. So even if it's for the better and it does work out better, people may not like it. And there will always be an opposing side. So to say 98%, I don't know. Like, I think that's a big stretch. That's kind of a stretch. Not kind of. That is a stretch. Canada splits online harms. Bill to speed up controversial censorship push. What is this? The reason... Don't tell me we're getting more censorship. Oh, 2 of you are still in the trade. Okay. That's good news. Good to know. Good to know 2 of you are still in the trade. At least I know that 2 of you are winning. You know what sucks? It didn't... So, I got stopped out, but it didn't hit my stop loss. The spread hit my stop loss. Does that make sense? The candle didn't come down and touch my stop loss. It was near it, and the commission spreads, the difference between the prices. If you're new or have no idea what I'm talking about, then this won't make any sense. But there's a buy and a sell price. So it's kind of like a range. So the candle came down and didn't touch my stop loss, but the spread widened, almost like a conspiracy. There's no way Forex brokers would do that just to take people's commission. No, impossible. So it sucks. Came down, scoped out my stop loss, and took off. But that's how it goes. But at least 2 of you are in profits, so I'm good with that. I also have to call it a loss because I'm the one leading the live here. But if you guys are making money and you're up for the week, I'm happy with that. Where were we? The reason C63's passage has slowed down Parliament. Ongoing debate. Some another part of bill seeking. Don't tell me we're getting more censorship. To prove much harder to get adopted, it would introduce changes to Canadian human rights. If it becomes law, individuals could use it to prove they have been victims of online hate speech. Look, at face value, this sounds good. Opponent see the step in the right direction, but warn the second part of the bill clearly has not been abandoned. The point also made that measures from the first, like banning sex trafficking and revenge porn. Yeah, okay, this part's good. Obviously, we don't want to be promoting that. So like it's good that it's outlawed, obviously. Therefore, the suspicion is that these non-attached rest of I don't know. With hate speech online, it's a slippery slope. Because at face value, obviously, it'd be nice if you could protect against hate speech online. You know, if somebody's getting bullied or harassed online, especially with the new generation, they're like soft like marshmallows. Especially to kids, it could really be damaging, right? Because that's their whole world. And now, I mean, we know something gets put online, it's there for like ever. And if people's reputations are online are starting so young, yeah, online bullying is a big deal. You get online bullying as an adult, it's a big deal, right? Your reputation matters. Imagine as a kid, you're like 5, 6, 10 years old, and your online reputation is being tarnished. You're thinking, you know, 1 year is like 10 years to you as a kid. So you're thinking like, oh my God, for the rest of my life, you're thinking of like the next 60, 80 years, 100 years. You're like 5 years old. So your perception of 1 year is like times 10. And you're thinking of 80, 100 years from now, the rest of your life. Because we all think to like the age of 100. And if a year is like 10 years to you, that's like 1,000 years worth of perception. So of course, it'd be nice to stop online bullying and harassment. But how do you determine that? How do you determine what that is and where it stops? And the reason why I say that is because if you're allowing the government to step in and decide that, what is to stop them from using it against you? Like, where does the line get drawn? Like, look at Canada right now as an example. They put all this censorship for the news, and to promote more Canadian news or whatever the hell they were saying. And now, basically, we're closed off from external news sources. So, how does that make sense? So what if one day they just decide, oh yeah, you said something I don't like, and the prime minister decided that you are bullying him online, and that's harassment. So we're just going to slap you with a $20,000 fine for online bullying to the prime minister. This will shut you up. So now everybody's going to be too afraid to speak because they might get a fine. That's not freedom of speech. That's what I mean by it's a slippery slope. At face value, of course, protect kids, protect people, online bullying, whatever. Sure. But with the positive comes a negative. So if you're going to be taking that on, are you ready to lose the opposite? Is it worth losing the opposite? That's the question you gotta ask yourself. LGBT. Wait, hold on. How many letters are they at now? LGBTQIAAP2S plus. What? Look, I have friends that are gay, and they have no idea what's going on with this anymore. Like, why do you need so many? Like, what happened to just being a human being? I am a human being. If you like men, great. If you like women, great. If you like both, great. If you want to dress up as one or the other, great. Whatever. Like, why are you complicating things? You know what the irony is? It was more accepted for you to be whatever the hell you wanted to be when you didn't have to put so many labels on it. It's like, if you wanted to be vegetarian or a vegan, great, do it. I was vegetarian for like a year and a half. I was healthier at first, and then it got worse. But whatever. That's just my experience. But I was not that vegetarian that went around telling everybody how I'm a vegetarian. I was not that vegetarian that told everybody, that was telling everybody how they should be a vegetarian or be more accepting of vegetarians. Nope. I was not that guy. I was a vegetarian, and if you were beside me and you wanted to have a steak, enjoy your steak. You chose to eat steak, and I chose to eat twigs. So it's the same thing. You chose this preference, I chose this. Enjoy. Just keep it away from kids. I think it's pretty straightforward. My gay friends are on the same page. Just keep it away from kids. They also want to keep it away from kids. Just keep it away from kids. Like, it's pretty straightforward. I don't understand why you need to put all these letters on it. By putting so many letters and different categories, you yourself, like this group, I'm not even counting this as like for gays, because like most of the gays that I know, if anything, all the gays that I know are as confused as all my straight friends. But the more you do this, the more you yourself are segregating within your own community. You've segregated so much that even gay people are like, nah, that ain't us. They just, by default, get thrown into this category because they're the originals of the movement. So now you've kicked out the originals of the movement. I'm like, what the hell? It's just like Black Lives Matter. In the foundation of it, great movement. Absolutely. Black Lives Matter. Absolutely. And somewhere along the line, he corrupted it, and it became something else. And now people that were there originally to support it are like, no, this is not what the movement was about. We're out of here. Just the same thing. Jeez. Damn, son, where'd you find that? Many UAPs across America are anti-missile defense systems deployed as. That's interesting take. New bio attack incoming. This I wouldn't be surprised. That I've been actually saying for months. What I've been saying is, when he gets to office, they're making this way too smooth of a handoff. And it's very suspicious. So I've been saying they're going to totally mess this up for him, to blame it on him, crash the economy, crash the markets, crash the dollar, some type of attack, some type of disease, all of the above, whatever, when he's in office, not before. Right now things are leading up to it. But the main star of the show of what the problem is going to be will show up after the 20th. Will show up after the 20th of January. After he's sworn in, it will happen afterwards. So he can get the blame. Something that would be totally ridiculous to even solve or manage, and he's going to get the blame. When was it that the pandemic started? Oh yeah, right. It happened pretty much during his time in office, at the end of it. Who did they blame for how things were managed? Him. Oh, well, the government's new from late 2019. And what did you do? Blah, 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 blah. So somehow it was his fault. It was his fault that the market crashed. Whether you like him or not, put him aside. It could have been anybody in office. And you blame the person in office for that happening. There's never been a pandemic like that. And you're blaming them for the markets reacting. That makes no sense. Let's see, where was it? Exclusive. Blah, 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 blah. I don't know about this one, Bill. I have to watch it.
But the point is, there's this giant advanced breakaway civilization that is now absorbing what was left of the old civilization. And then we sit here like we've been time traveled from 10,000 years ago, like we're Stone Age men in a cave. And we look up and see all these flying machines, and the government goes, we don't know what those are. Well, of course, the local sheriff doesn't, or even the head of that military base hasn't been told what it is. So they, and the FBI, we don't know. Why every night in New Jersey, these things are over your houses. But notice they don't shoot them down because they've not been ordered to. But you get up in a Cessna and you start flying over a military base, you'll get your ass blown out of the air in about 5 minutes. They'll give you a bunch of warnings. They'll send a jet up. And when you don't go land it, they're going to shoot a missile into your airplane and kill you. But they don't hear because the compartmentalized system is telling them don't. And then they have cover storage people that work in the projects while they're doing it. These latest ones out of New Jersey. Show the one we showed yesterday that's a big, beautiful blue night sky, and you see the jets go, aircraft, hear their jet engine, and they stop and hold in pattern up at about 15,000 feet. And they're big.
Worst place to pause. Is that Is that a Submariner that he's wearing?
Well, you know what that is. Those are advanced
I'm curious.
anti-ballistic missile defense systems. Anti-ballistic missile defense systems. Those are advanced anti-ballistic missile defense. Those are advanced. You see the jets go.
I think so. I think it is a Submariner. Could be a GMT. I don't know. Would Alex wear a Submariner or a GMT?
Aircraft, hear their jet engine. You could talk about what they got payloads on them to stop MIRVs coming in, but this is Russia being shown. Oh, Putin, you got a hypersonic ICBM that can get past our defenses. Did you really think that? Hey, Putin, what do you think these are? You think the Russians think those are aliens? No, they know the instant they watch them and hear them. High-powered jet engines. Then they're able to, using other propulsion systems, probably just propeller, helicopter, drone, then sit, and they're all spaced out right over the top of the city. You think the government is going to build tens of thousands of these things that you see every night now? Some nights it's like over most of the major cities, over bases. And the base is like, we don't know what this is that just deployed over us, but we're not shooting it down. We've not been told to. It's a frickin' anti-missile defense system.
While other networks lie to you about what's happening now, InfoWars tells you the truth about what's happening next. Visit Infowars.com/show and share the link today.
I mean, they're just every day, every city, every town, just UFOs flying around, weird-ass air things. Some you can tell are human, some you can't tell. Behavior to you, they can incrementally cut off resources for control, which they admit they're going to do. I mean, we know that's the big push, but there's a lot more there. It's about saying, oh, what you were taught in other religions of the Bible, that's not real. You know, there are aliens, but, you know, it's just another species, you know, something along that line. It is a cataclysmic attack on current paradigms, which is good at many levels when the globalists are part of the current paradigm, but to shatter any pro-human or truthful segments or structures in the paradigm, to bring in an even more false overlay over reality. All right, I'm going to stop with the heavy stuff. The theoretical stuff, because I've got to hit all this news. Stuff's breaking so fast. But people need to understand this. God's in control. And I see it all over the news. Oh,
God's
it turns
in
out
control.
for many years, all these governments and corporations have been creating organic brains made up of real animal brain matter, aborted baby brains, you name it. That baby's killed in its mother's womb. It's never seen the sunlight shine. It's never suckled at its mother's breast. It's chopped up, and then its brains are put in petri dishes and wires are hooked into it, and then they feed it a video game simulation and then put electrodes back so it can send messages, and usually in about 5 days, it's playing the video game. It's looking for order. It sees the order in it. The cells see stimuli. They want to thrive. They want to live. They want to, and there's a native intelligence even at the cellular level.
What he's saying is so far out there, but if what he's saying is true, it's wild. My bad. I heard my dog fall down the stairs. Crazy little rascal. Yesterday went running down like she stole something. And then she rolled down the stairs. Then I heard her coming up. She clearly slipped back. Lulo, tell the world what happened.
You see, I was going up the stairs out of excitement. I was watching your live and just letting you know. I bought at the bottom. I'm up 100 pips, yo.
You heard it here. She's up 100 pips. Like I was saying, if what he's saying is true, it's pretty out there right now. Alex Jones is not one to say things that are fairly common. But if what he's saying is true, that is wild. Wild.
And then there's so many thoughts to that. But I mean, that's an example of, I remember reading 30 years ago in mainline scientific industry publications, not pop publications, about, the humanoid chimeras and how governments and corporations had, created part animal, part human creatures. But they said, but we kept them at test tube level, or we planted them in a cow. They were human.
I've heard about that. She wants to get out. I'll leave this for you
And
guys.
they were part cows. We could harvest organs from them. And then you hear, this lab's got really good, lab-grown organs. Yeah. And it's not like they grew a whole heart. 3D printed heart. Yeah, from this company. You sign all this paperwork, and really it's been grown in a humanoid, in a cow. And then that humanoid is aborted, and then its organs are harvested. Now, 30 years ago, that was in DARPA reports to Congress and in MIT quarterly reports, and you can type it in, pull it up yourself. It's all out there. And then if I sit there and say that to even a group of, say, biology students at UT, graduate students, they'll just laugh at you. Because they're not taught that. They're taught for whatever little specific field they're going for, or just general knowledge, so the system can decide whether they want them to get read in on that. But notice the control. The Manhattan Project for 4 or 5 years kept totally secret, hundreds of thousands working on building an atomic bomb. Well, it's that same model of compartmentalization. So 30 years ago, there were major scientific reports that weren't even restricted. But the globalists know the way the general public operates. Who's going to care to read that? Who's going to care to have a show and talk about that? Because you don't go to actual source documents to get stuff the general public doesn't. No, you read Newsweek. You read the New York Times. And then that's the thing. So we're really more advanced in the future. If you use a year as a benchmark, it's just hypothetical, but we're like in 2050, 2060, depending on the technology, 2070, 2090. I mean, we're the real world has technological developments and reservations and systems that are compartmentalized that the general public has no knowledge of. And then you hear me up here decades telling you the stuff that they're just now bringing out a little bit of. People go, oh, come on. There's not part human animal clones. Come on. I'd have heard about that. Really. And now really the next big step in the shadow government globalist system is reveal itself to everybody. And we're like a bunch of superstitious pygmies that don't even know what electricity is. And if you took a pygmy from Africa 100 years ago and teleported them into Austin, Texas tonight, and they teleported onto your porch, and they walked out and saw all the lights in the city, and you could speak their dialect and told them those are magic gnomes, that they believe it because it looks magic. It looks like they don't know what it is. You can just tell them. And now you've got all the government corporations swarming. 99% of what I see, you can tell is human.
So I just sit down and all I hear is, you've got magic gnomes. I've been watching Alex Jones stuff for like almost 2 decades. Almost. So the things he says, the average person, if they're not paying attention, could totally think he's a total whack job. Because it definitely would sound that way. But there's a lot of information that he talks about at once. And if you're out of tune with the conversation, what he's saying is like, it's a few ingredients short of a sandwich, sort of thing. So me sitting down and hearing him say that whatever about gnomes, if I were somebody else, I'd think, don't tell me he believes in gnomes. I'm going to rewind and see what it is that you guys were listening to.
System is reveal itself to everybody. And we're like a bunch of superstitious pygmies that don't even know what electricity is. And if you took a pygmy from Africa 100 years ago and teleported them into Austin, Texas tonight, and they teleported onto your porch, and they walked out and saw all the lights in the city, and you could speak their dialect and told them those are magic gnomes, that they believe it because it looks magic. It looks like they don't know what it is. You can just tell them. And now you've got all the government corporations swarming. 99% of what I see, you can tell is human. We've
Hello,
seen other
Jacoba.
similar blueprints and patents.
Welcome
and,
to the live.
They've crashed before. But the point is, there's this giant, advanced breakaway civilization that is now absorbing what was left of the old civilization. And then we sit here like we've been time traveled from 10,000 years ago, like we're Stone Age men.
My
in a
lighting
cave.
during the day here looks so bad. Makes me look like
And we
like a
look up
raccoon.
and see all these flying machines, and the
It's
government
a-
goes, we
these
don't know
big
what those
windows,
are.
and the light
Well, of course,
shines
the local
one way, and
sheriff
then I
doesn't,
have
or even the head of
my
that
lights
military
here
base
that
hasn't
shine
been
another
told
way.
what it is. So
The shadows,
FBI,
like,
we don't
go
know,
like
we don't
this.
know, we don't know. Why every
Big
night in New
ass
Jersey,
forehead.
these things are over your houses. But notice they don't shoot them down because they've not been.
Okay. So in summary, like I was saying yesterday, they don't actually know what these things are, but he does bring up a good point where if you flew over US airspace, really any military airspace, doesn't matter what military it is, you'd get shot down. It's no questions asked. They're not just going to let you sit there. you'd get shot down. And the reason they haven't shot it down is because they haven't been ordered to. That's a good point. So whatever these flying things are, they haven't been ordered. They have not been ordered to shoot them down. Why? They either know what they are or are afraid of them. He says that they're possibly missile defense systems, whatever. I don't know. Maybe it's a good theory. That's hilarious. This is actually what's going on. While Biden is pardoning his son from all his pedo acts and all that. This is perfect. Like when Trump and Biden were campaigning, there were so many people that I know that said, no, anyone but Trump and this and that. And I told them, like, look, even if you don't like Trump, that's fine. Like, you don't have to like the guy. But you can't tell me that Biden is a good fit. There's no way that is your savior. There's absolutely no way. And the answer was, well, anyone is better than Trump. Where's that attitude now? I thought you guys said that anyone was better than Trump. In these last 4 years, not just the US, but everywhere has had problems because of the lack of authority the US has had. Everyone's been able to do what the hell they want. No one is scared. No one is scared of any consequences from the US, the reserve currency, because there's really no president. I thought you guys said anyone is better than Trump. Even if you don't like the guy. There's no way you can tell me that the current president was a better fit. And if you thought he was and he turned out he wasn't, at least own that and say, listen, I just didn't want Trump in office and I wanted anyone but him, even if they're not a good fit. Own it. Own your mess. This is your mess. This is gonna get ugly. This right here. Again, we're just reading the headline. We'll go into the news thing itself. Federal minister asks Labor Board to intervene in Canada post-strike. That is not good. The Canada post-strike is affecting all of us, and it's the holidays now. It's gonna be holidays. So it's an inconvenience for everybody, this strike. Okay? It's an inconvenience. But these workers, these union workers, have been fighting for a better contract for years. They've been putting their contract aside for years because they understand how essential the service is to Canada. Like, postal service is still essential. Even though you get most of your mail by email and blah, 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 it's still essential. It still makes things run, whether you see it or not, whether you know it or not. So they've put it aside to still keep running while not having their contract met. And it came to a point where it's like, hey, we've been patient We've been patient, and you guys are not taking us serious. So we have to crank it up a notch. Bam. So here we are. So as much as it sucks what's going on, as much of an inconvenience as it is, as someone that was in the union, I'm all for their movement. Even though it inconveniences me, to the brothers and sisters of the Postal Service that are on strike, all power to you. So if, again, we're headline reading here, but we'll go into it. If they're asking the Ministry of Labor, or Labor Board, or whatever, to intervene, that's not good. Like, if they try to have regular people or outsource it to other things, it's not going to make things better. Like, if they think they're going to stop the bleeding by either forcing them to go back to work, or some kind of fines, or fire people, or hire temporary workers, which is really what this problem is about, they're not going to fix it. They're going to make it worse. Why is it that they can do this? Push it to higher levels of government and blah, 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 but they can't just pay them. Why can you send money to Ukraine, but you can't pay the postal workers? Federal Labor Minister blah, blah, blah says he's calling time out in the Canada Post strike. Time out, guys. Time out, guys. Can you guys stop striking for a bit and get back to work? Because the pressure is coming down on me. Because I'm not... Time out, guys. I'm not meeting your demands, but I'm starting to look bad. So can you get back to work for a bit? Just time out. Like this. Stupid. Says the Crown Corporation and the Canadian Union of Postal Workers are at an impasse after nearly a month-long work stop. Negotiations are actually going in the wrong direction. No kidding. He says if the board agrees, the two sides are at an impasse. It has been asked to order union members to return back to work until May. The federal government is having an inquiry to determine why the two sides cannot come to an agreement. McKinnon says people across the country, especially small businesses, people in the remote communities, and Indigenous people have suffered greatly as a result of the strike. Yes, we're all feeling it. But out of curiosity, why did you have to specify Indigenous people? Like, I'm just curious. Why did you have to say, why did you have to throw Indigenous people in here? Are they not part of the community as a whole? It's like small businesses, people in remote communities, and Indigenous people. Why is that relevant? I'm just curious. They have reserves. They're in some places they're remote. Indigenous communities are remote. Sure. But why did you have to throw them in there like they are something separate? That part I don't like. It's like, especially small businesses, people in remote communities, and Indigenous communities, and Hispanic communities, and Asian communities, and Black communities. Why do you have to... I don't understand why they would put that. It's kind of like trying to create a reaction from the Indigenous community. Like, yeah, it's affecting us too. Yes, obviously, but why segregate Indigenous people? I don't like that. Maybe it's just me. If I'm too extra, let me know. He says he's asked the board to make a decision quickly and hopes the mail will be delivered again starting next week. Good luck. Not happening. It's the holidays. You want mail to go back next week? Sure. You do understand how much overtime they're gonna bring in, right? Which is fine, because they would obviously want to make up the money that they've lost as workers. So no problem. Brothers and sisters, go make your overtime. Go get your money. No problem. But what I could imagine that they say, okay, go back to work and do like 10 times the workload in a fraction of the time for regular pay. They're going to probably bombard them and be like, why haven't you finished 2 months worth of, or whatever, however long they've been striking for, a month or two worth of holiday mail in a week? Ottawa has sold its stake in Air Canada. Interesting. Why? 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 During COVID-19 pandemic 2021, government purchased 6% stake. Toronto Stock Exchange up 23 cents. As of Thursday afternoon, closed 25. Continuing to recharge federal transport minister. Examining the particular legal relationship with Air Canada in an effort to figure out how to dissuade the airline from bringing in additional carry-on fees. The government has provided billions of dollars to many thousands of corporations. The government of Canada has provided billions of dollars to many thousands of corporations in Canada and did not take ownership positions in all those other companies. What was nice was that you put billions of dollars into all these big corporations, but you didn't put any into the small businesses, and you let them fail. You let them close and go bankrupt, because you allowed the big box stores, the big corporations, to stay open while mom and pop shop were forced to close or they got fined. So you forced everybody into big box stores instead of spreading everybody out and allowing people to go to mom and pop shops and letting them still take in whatever revenue they could. Very nice. Very nice. You can send billions to Ukraine, but you can't give money to postal workers, and you can't give money to small businesses. You can give billions to big major corporations. You can invest $500 million into failing Air Canada airline, but you can't give money to small businesses or loans or whatever. Yeah, okay, you gave loans to small businesses. Yes, they did. They did do that. They gave loans to small businesses. They gave loans to small businesses and forced them to close so that they can't generate revenue, which forced them to go bankrupt and lose their business and still pay back the loan that they gave them that they can't pay anymore because they were forced to close their business. That's what I'm talking about. So I don't know. They're able to get invest in Air Canada. Air Canada used to be like, I used to be like so proud, like, yeah, Air Canada is so good. It's clean and it's like updated and it's reliable and it's Canadian. Nowadays it's been the worst experience. When I see that my flight is Air Canada, I get scared. Like, now they want to introduce carry-on baggage fees. And they lose my luggage all the time. My check-in. So I'm paying them to lose my luggage. Or to cancel my flight. So I purposely pack to try to just have my carry-on because I won't lose it. And now they want to charge me because I'm responsible with my carry-on. Like, what the hell? I pay you guys for check-in bags so that you guys can manage it. And you guys lose it. And then I have to go buy clothes that I had packed just so you can send my luggage back home after I arrive back home. And then refund my check-in. Ooh, that's great. The inconvenience isn't even worth it. Weak loony, straining your travel budget? Yes, it is. It is. Creditors approved proposed $32.5 billion deal. Interesting. What the upcoming holiday HST relief will mean for customers. This is a joke. They're giving a GST tax break to Canadians. Really doesn't save you much. They could send billions to Ukraine. How about you just remove the carbon tax? Just a thought. How are we as Canadians, with a population of like 40 million as a whole, we have a larger land mass than the US. So our land mass is bigger than the US. Our population is like 40 million or 44 million. And the US is about like 10 times us. So they have a smaller land mass, 10 times the population. Like, how are we polluting more than that? It's not a competition, obviously. Population of Canada, 40.1 million as of 2023. Just call it 40. Okay, so they are under 10 times. Because if we're 40 million, 10 times is 400 million, so they're under 10 times. So, still. Just shy of 9. $8.37. Just call it 8. 8 times. 8 times the population of Canada. How are we not... Like, we have all of this green space. Why should we pay such high carbon tax? Why are we paying a carbon tax? Prepared foods. Okay, so let's see what is in this tax break. What is the tax relief? In a bid to help Canadians deal with household amid costs, whatever, decided to waive federal goods. which is 5% on some products. For provinces which HST harmonized that will be waived. What products will see the GST waived? Prepared foods, including vegetable trays, pre-made. If you are buying vegetable trays for your family, like let's say a regular household, if you're buying vegetable trays for your family, you're lazy. I've never seen a family buy vegetable trays on a regular basis. Sure, once in a while, no problem. Gathering people, whatever. Maybe it's late, you want to prepare something, have a snack, healthy vegetables, and once in a while. It's not something that you get on a regular basis. So who cares about vegetable trays? Look at this guy laughing. Vegetable trays, pre-made meals, and salads and sandwiches. Wow, this is gonna change the economy. You go to Loblaws. And they charge you $7 for half a wrap. Yay, you're gonna save 5%. You're gonna save 5% on a jacked up wrap. Restaurant meals. Okay, sure. Whether dine-in, takeout, or delivery. Okay, cool. Sure, sounds good. Just saying, you really think your local takeout spot is like, you really think your local takeout spot was really putting on paper the taxes that they were claiming? Like, you really think they were putting that on their income tax? Like, really? You just saying, pay cash. Pay cash, you get a 10% discount. Everybody knows a place like that. On orders over $20, pay cash, get a discount. Pay cash, get 10% off. You really think these places are going to reflect this 5% discount? Just saying. They're going to be double dipping. They're going to be saving on the taxes with their purchases, which are already a write-off for their business. They're going to be saving on that end and still charge you. So they're going to be double dipping. For sure. And if not, then cool. Some snacks, including chips, candy, and granola bars. You are saving the Canadian population. Thank you, Trudeau. We're saving 5% on Lay's chips. Now we can pay the rent. Beer, wine, and cider, as well as pre-mixed alcohol beverages below 7% alcohol by volume. Wow. Thank you, Trudeau. Now we have a discount on the things we need, like alcohol, which is probably one of the few things that have helped people get through this. Children's clothing and footwear. Car seats and diapers. Okay. Sure. That's helpful. That stuff's expensive, but 5%. Like, on the tax. Like, you couldn't even have gotten, like, what about the entire tax? You could send billions to Ukraine, but you can't take away the tax for now. Like, the billions you sent to Ukraine was our money. Like, you didn't make that money, Trudeau. That was our money. We worked for it and you sent it over there. You just went like this. Poof! Into your friend's pocket. Poof! Into Jagmeet's Maserati. Children's clothing. So some children's toys, such as board games. Look. Because I have friends and family that have kids, and if this helps them buy more stuff for their kids, or for those that are struggling and have kids and would like to get things for the kids, then I'm glad to see that. But I really don't think kids are playing board games these days. I hope so. I hope so because it's good for the mind, but I really don't think so. Some books and newspapers. When was the last time? When was the last time that you paid for a newspaper? Really? When was the last time that you picked up a newspaper? And what do you mean by some books? Why some books? Christmas trees and Hanukkah trees or bushes. This is what's going to be a tax break for Canadians. This is what's going to help you with the rising cost of food. This is what's going to help you with the incredible taxes at the gas pump. This is what's going to help you with the price of energy, with the price of gas, with the price of food, living expenses, everything. This is what's going to help you. You can go get a 5% off of your taxes on takeout. On takeout, alcohol, baby stuff, some books and newspapers that nobody buys. Christmas trees and Hanukkah trees or bushes. What's a Hanukkah tree? I don't even know how to spell Hanukkah. Is it like a copper pole? This is pretty much a Christmas tree. It's a decorated pine tree. Okay, I learned something new. That's cool. Hanukkah bush. So, just saying. Because I like to keep things fair when possible. Christmas trees. This is one type of religion. Christmas trees and Hanukkah trees. Okay, cool. Just saying, there are other religions out there. Some that maybe this group may have conflict with, and vice versa. They may be celebrating for the holidays. Where's their tax break? Just say. What about people from Africa that celebrate the holidays? Where's their tax break? Cool. Christmas trees. That's like part of the Canadian culture or whatever, even though it's kind of like religious related. Sure. But so this one is like, okay, cool. It's part of Canadian tradition, whatever. If you're going to throw in another culture or religion, I got no beef with that. But what about everybody else? Right? So, like, can you play fair, please? Why? What about women that, they need menstrual items, tampons, pads. They don't choose to go on a cycle every month. That's nature. Why not? What if, just a thought, what if you created some kind of subsidy for that? So women don't have to even pay for it. I don't know. What if you created some type of subsidy and it's provided by the doctor so that it's controlled and it's given to women and it's free. It's paid for by healthcare. Like, they don't choose to have a menstrual cycle. They just have them. Men don't have those. But that's what women have. They don't choose to have it. So what if you gave a tax break that way? I don't know. What about diapers? Diapers are expensive. I think families could benefit more from a tax break on diapers than board games. Children's board games. I don't think there are parents out there thinking, "Oh, thank God, I can buy little Johnny Monopoly." They're thinking, "I need to buy little Johnny and Kate some diapers that I can't afford." How about a tax break on diapers? That'd be better. I mean, you're giving refugees like $200 something a day in living expenses. That's more than the average Canadian makes. You know how expensive daycare can be? We got a morning rants. What is this? Keep it classy. See them balloons? Oh, okay. Okay. Well. If it isn't giraffe. Let's see if this shows up. So that we don't see. You don't say. You don't say. We learned something new. Hanukkah trees. Oh, whoops. Close. Oh no, we are in the right place. So, what if my province charges HST? Straight to jail. What items don't count? Even product categories eligible for GST relief may have plenty of exemptions. So, even though we're giving a tax break, not everything gets a tax break. Beverages and foods sold from vending machines. Okay, obviously. Edible cannabis products or pot drinks. All right, cool. As if they're reporting everything they sell. And dietary supplements aren't eligible for GST relief. So, for the people that are out there that are on some type of government support or medical circumstance and they have, I'm going to assume this is talking about like insurers and stuff. Those like meal replacement drinks. Some people need that stuff. Like they need it. They are recovering from a surgery. They can't eat due to whatever reasons. They could really use that tax break on that. So what if you gave people that got doctor's note an exemption? God forbid, right? God forbid. Okay. Yeah, we're going on a rant this morning. Let's just enjoy the Friday. What if I buy one of these, but it has to be delivered? So what items don't count? Like I said, the vending machines, blah, 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 blah. Magazines, electronic publications, clothing for sport activities like wetsuits, soccer, cleats. Okay, cool. Along with costumes, jewelry, adult clothing, footwear. Purchased for children. And footwear purchased for children aren't eligible. So it's wintertime. Kids need clothes. Kids are going to play out in the snow. They need winter boots. As someone that grew up with not much money, and I didn't have money for winter boots. As I got into my teen years, still a minor, I didn't have money for winter boots. I had to go with shoes that I found in the locker room. So I'm walking in the snow to school with shoes that have holes in them because I worn them out till the end because we didn't have money for shoes. And shoes, especially for kids, forget about teens, especially for kids, does not get a tax break. Does that sound fair? Am I missing something here? Because that doesn't sound fair. Sounds pretty whack. Like, if you're not going to exempt their clothes, okay, fine. But what about their shoes? Shoes and winter boots. Diapers purchased from a diaper service. Okay, this is what we were talking about. So this is not, you don't get a tax break with this. Diapers purchased from a diaper service or for adults. Did I read that right? Diapers purchased from a diaper service or for adults. What's a diaper service? Collectibles that are not intended for play or learning. Obviously, collectibles would not be, like, why is this even here? Such as hockey cards, collectible dolls, and toys and model sets that are marketed for adults. Like some adult Lego or train sets also don't make the cut. Sorry, Miles, your Zelda and Office Lego set will not be exempt from taxes. Looks like you're paying that $300 something for that Zelda set. It's a nice set. I think it's worth it. Just saying, I think it's worth it. Buy 2 of them. Buy 2 of those Lego sets. Build one, hold the other one, sell the other one 2 years from now. Ontario. This is a joke. This tax break is a joke. At this point, it's like, sure, take anything we get. Anything we can get, sure. But it's not thank you. You get what I mean? Every little bit helps, but if we're just saving like $5 here, $10 there, depending on the purchase, you sent billions over dollars to Ukraine. That has nothing to do with us. Yes, okay, we are part of NATO and whatever. But we have our own problems here. Anyways, enough of that. Enough of that for one day. Are you guys still in that trade? I've only hung on because I know 2 of you are still in the trade. And it's Friday, so we're just chilling. So I know at least 2 of you are winning. That I like to see. Seeing you win makes my day. So, you guys are still in. They are still in. Good. Manage your trade. We'll call it a day here. We went a bit longer. We're just chilling, hanging out. We had a winning week overall. For myself, today would be a loss. For myself. It hit my stop loss. The spread hit my stop loss and then took off. I could have at least be up a little bit. Whatever. Hit my stop loss and then went up. At least 2 of you are still in the trade. You guys got in at a better price, so it didn't hit your stop loss. That's great. If you haven't, oh my goodness, if you haven't, let me put it up here. Do it again. If you haven't subscribed, let me do that again. Wait. If you haven't liked or subscribed and you're still here with us, make sure you do so. We go live every single day. We try to go live every single day. Help you make some money for free. This is not financial advice. I don't give financial advice. We don't trade for other people. This is for educational purposes only, so make sure you like and subscribe and follow. Hit up my Instagram at Edwin D. Zapata. I only have 1 account. Stay away from scammers and fake accounts. I'll never ask you for money. If you want to send me money, by all means, send me all the money you want. My bank account can always take in more funds. It never gets full. And with that being said, enjoy your Friday. We are up for the week. We're up for the week, which is great. So don't give the money back to the market. Close, manage your trade, move your stop loss, whatever you got to do. Walk away. Keep your profits if you're still in. If not, if you took a loss, then it is what it is. But you're up overall for the week. Out of 5 days, 1 loss. Not a big deal. So keep it going. Enjoy your weekend. Celebrate. And just don't think about the charts until Monday. Other than that, keep smiling. Don't let anybody piss you off. And we will see you either in the chats, on social media, or on the next live.